We have some sweet bands to discuss this week. Machine Head, Gamma Bomb, LIK, and Ancient Death Metal Pug is next. Welcome to Death Metal Pug. I'm Pugly Kid Joe. I want to be a rock star when I grow up. The purpose of this is to have fun and talk about music. If for some reason we can help out your band, project, or business, please email us at deathmetalpug@gmail.com. We're looking to collect metal stories, tour stories, metal lifestyle stories. If you're in the Chicagoland area and would like to be a part of that, email deathmetalpug@gmail.com as well. I'd like to thank Euronymous for being on last week's episode. I haven't been feeling very well lately. Not just the sunburn, but mentally, you know. But you know what lifts my spirits? Brand new Gamma Bomb EP. Gamma Bomb released a new EP, Necronomicon Autotron. Gamma Bomb released a new EP, Autotron Gamma Bomb released a new EP, Necronomicon Automation. Wait, is that right? Yeah. What if we just said Necro Auto? Gamma Bomb released a new EP titled Ramalam My Lama Lama Ding Dong. My producer said that I should talk about Machine Head first, but I want to talk about Gamma Bomb, so Machine Head right after this. Speaking of things from the 80s and 90s, Gamma Bomb released a new EP, Necronomicon Automation. GB released a new EP titled Necronomicon Automation. If I say GB instead of Gamma Bomb, is that cool? No. Gamma Bomb released a new EP recently. The Necronomicon Automation EP is 4 more tracks of GB. That's Gamma Bomb with one M in Gamma. They're not an Ohio beer, but they are an Irish thrash metal band. Gamma Bomb is one of those, one of the only like jokey pizza thrash bands that I enjoy. The riffing is so precise on this EP. You'll wonder if it's like computers doing it. Which you know, the Necronomicon EP sounds a little bit like made with computers to me. Like, was anybody in the same room? Their talent alone can take them very, very far. And this EP is okay from Gamma Bomb. But I want to highlight the stuff I like from Gamma B. Gamma Bomb is a thrash metal band from Newry, Northern Ireland. Formed in 2002 by vocalist Philly Byrne and bassist Joe McGinn and guitarist Luke Graham. They quickly gained recognition for their high-speed riffs, energetic performances, and unique blend of humor and pop culture references in their lyrics. According to Wikipedia, Gamma Bomb made headlines on their 3rd album, Tales from the Grave in Space, by releasing it as a free download, a pioneering move for a band signed to a record label back then. Gamma Bomb's music is characterized by its fast-paced thrash metal sound, infused with themes from horror, action, science fiction films, as well as cartoons and video games from the 1980s. Their lyrics often tackle topics like global warming, racism, and war, all delivered with a distinctive sense of humor. The first album I ever liked from Gamma Bomb was the Terror Tapes. Killer songs on that like Smoke the Blow with William Dafoe, Backwards Bible, and The Cannibals Are in the Streets. It really just packs all that kind of like 80s fun songs into like thrashy kind of music. Folks like Speed Between the Lines, but my favorite album, hands down from Gamma Bomb, is Sea Savage. This nautical-themed thrash song is a blast. Yes, the falsetto sticks out wonderfully. The first time you hear it, it's like getting punched in the balls, but by the 3rd time you hear it, you kind of crave it. Was that too creepy? My favorite tracks from the Sea Savage album, the title track is a 10 out of 10, fantastic song, over-the-top execution. She's Not My Mother, Todd is the best song that Suicidal Tendencies never wrote. Iron Blood is a great song as well. What are you gonna do about it, Poindexter? Vocals on this album are killer. Ready, Steady, Goat are not just random words coming out of my mouth hole. It's also the name of a fun song on Gamma Bomb's Sea Savage album. Always tongue-in-cheek lyrics from this band. Do you know, like, YouTube flagged our last video? They were kind of ticked about that. Like, how many F words do we get a video? Or is that like a per minute thing? Gama Bomb seasonal songs are fantastic. Check out 2020's pandemic-inspired Livin' for the Lockdown song. It is fun. Until this EP came out, I didn't realize they had released a Christmas song last year. I always use when bands release like Christmas music, I'll like slip it into like a holiday playlist or something. It'll be like Bing Crosby, and then the next song will be like A Twisted Christmas will come up. Oh, come all ye faithful. Bats was okay. Every one of their albums have like fun parts. Terror Vision's big top guitar solo, just so much fun in that song. Look that one up, Terror Vision, Gama Bomb. Their riffing is always tighter than your jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. Their riffing is tighter than your belief metal is for tough guys. Their riffing is tighter than the seal of your Owala bottle. The riffing, I'm not saying that one. The riffing is tighter than race cars at Talladega. The riffing is tighter than your shoes in middle school. Couldn't we think of anything Irish on those last ones? Did you know that race car spelled backwards is race car? I would love to see them in the US. First Guinness is on me. Go listen to Gama Bomb right now! You think I should do Machine Head next? Okay. The band Ancient Death dropped its debut album recently titled Ego Dissolution. There's so much to break apart here in this 35 minutes worth of music. You look at it and you think it's gonna be a big old sloppy, like dirty death metal album, and maybe it's because of the crappy album cover, but it's very thought out and it's extremely varied. The 5-minute title track kicks off the album in an energetic and riffy way. This song shows you where its priorities lie. No vocals for the first 2 minutes, a riffy open, then like halfway through it chills into like open the door for like solos, and then includes like this cool groovy ending to it. The second song, Breaking the Barriers, has the first amazing solo in it. It's got layered solos and just the whole album in a very like thoughtful approach. It starts out this song in a very blood incantation kind of way, and more blood incantation is always positive in my book. It's this second song, and maybe obviously, that I start to realize when I was listening to it, like, these are not rookies here. This album hit my radar, but I had not heard of this band before. Ancient Death is a progressive death metal band from Massachusetts formed in 2019. Members of Ancient Death bring diverse experiences from various metal subgenres, contributing to the band's unique sound. So members are from past respectable bands, Metal Pug, Atheist, and Crucamenthum, and I think that's all that I can't pronounce for now. Track 3's female vocals surprised me at first. The song is called Breathe or Breath or something like that. The third song has a change in the male vocals too, interestingly, that really fit in with the whole thing. After a few listens, like, you'll find yourself kind of like wanting to hear the female vocals in it. It really works in a cool way. Track 4, Journey to the Inner Soul, is a rockin' instrumental, just like smooth bass until like the big main riff kind of like comes in. The bass is very smooth and interesting on this album. It's like it's just a very smooth, like slick kind of sound to it, which is kind of cool. I got a ton of like phobophilic moments on this album, but not really like a whole phobophilic song, right? The drums and like where the cymbals are like purposefully placed really reminds me of like phobophilic. You know how they like kind of like they have like that, like those perfect kind of thoughtful spots, like off time kind of like spots where they like kind of put stuff just purposefully placed, but overall just understated. The song Unspoken Oath is in this category. Something about the drums just reminds me of phobophilic again. Unspoken has this great main riff. And then just solos ending the last third of the song are just so much fun. And the last song, Violet Light Decays, is spacey at times. It feels kind of jammy in certain moments. The album is not as punchy. It has that like muted death metal feel about it. This is okay on its own, but it might not feel as intense if it's like followed up after like a modern Cattle Decap album or something, right? More spins, more listens opens this thing up a lot. Like a really good death metal album, it has a ton of replay value. And again, the drums and cymbal selections are just so picky. Give this thing more listens. Also, the cover. I thought it was bad at first, but it's grown on me. It kind of like actually stands out more than I expected when you're looking at it, looking through like a selection of albums like on your phone or something at first glance. You can kind of find it pretty easy. Ancient Death's debut is excellent. In your headphones too. Enjoy this album. Machine Head's coming up next, but have you heard this Inoculation album? Inoculation recently released Actuality. This is pretty good and I would say worth a listen. Very extreme, strong vocals. It's a Maggot Stomp record. Probably the only band that doesn't have a direct comparison to another old band that we're talking about here today. I gotta give this thing a few more listens though. This album is a ripper. Now on to Machine Head. Before though, please take a peek at this Morbific album. Take a peek at this brand new Morbific album. Machine Head is next. Being left-handed, I've always favored the left-hand path. How do you think about a band that just takes a sound or vibe and everything from another band? But life goes on for LIK. LIK? LIK? Have you ever heard that said out loud? Which one is it? LIK recently released an album titled Necro. You know, it's interesting how I've lived long enough to see like baggy jeans come back into style. And we're the second golden era of death metal, so embrace that. I think like every 15 years or so, like black t-shirts or skulls or something come in and out of fashion. So as I stand still, every other decade or so, I become cool again. No, I don't. LIK's opening song, Deceased, is such a strong, fun mover. Deceased starts with like feedback, a drum roll, then just busts into a rolling D beat, bursting guitar solo that announces, "This is Entombed, motherfucker!" Vocals kick in, "I wake up dead today." It's just fun. It is a fun song. You'll want to revel in flesh and listen to LIK loud. Vocals are very Entombed-like, but it also reminds me in a lot of moments of old In Flames. They sound like they're supposed to rot. You know how like LG was like 14 and he sounded like he was like a 2 vape a day, like 50-year-old? These vocals are even nastier a little bit. You know, it's you know, something like this in 2025. Will I listen to this much? I don't know. The truth will be beyond. It's weird that we can make albums that sound objectively better than like the originals back in the day, right? So it's like kind of an age-old question, right? Like flattery or copycat. Or am I just an old man making too big of a deal of the fact that they sound exactly like Entombed, because obviously that's the purpose here. It's not just all Entombed though. There's some cool add-ons for sure. I think it can be important for a young person to have like a new or modern band in this sound to kind of connect with it. But what's, you know, like an old guy like me to do with it, right? My life has not ceased yet, so I think I'll just, you know, enjoy it. What, you got nothing for Premature Autopsy? Right before Machine Head, let's talk Gaffed. We're not picking up fish, but Gaffed released the album I Can Feel Myself Rot. The track I Can Feel Myself Rot, it is a real fun sing-along song, believe it or not. Catch what the snare is doing at the start of the song with those like blasts and rolls and kicks. It's kind of neat. Or you don't need your thinking cap for this vicious, chuggy death metal. 9 songs, 34 minutes. It's an extreme album you can put on, and even the most like cult, hardcore metal fan will be totally fine with it. Those kicks at the start of Strip the Carcass song are amazing. That's the song I re-listened to the first time I heard the album, and I went back and I was like, I gotta hear that song again. I gotta hear those kicks. Strip the Carcass. On their last album, check out the last song on that album as well. That was really good. This I Can Feel Myself Rot album is good. Check Gaffed out. I've been Machine Head adjacent for like 30 years, I guess. Just always ran across Machine Head. I had all the 90s Machine Head albums. I always thought others liked that band a little better than how I heard the albums. I've seen them at like the Ozfest back in the day, like back in the 90s kind of thing. So at least I've gotten to hear Davidian. Basically, the first 2 songs off their first 2 albums are the best. Davidian's Harmonics and 10-Ton Hammer. The song 10-Ton Hammer have made 30-year careers at this point. I went back and listened to 10-Ton Hammer. It's not as good as I remember. I would say Burning Red is their only shitty album. I do like on that album the song The Blood, The Sweat, The Tears. There's also a Message in the Bottle Police/Sting cover on this album. I'm sending an SOS to the... Machine Head released the Supercharger album, and when that came out, that was their only shitty album. I kind of bailed and haven't really heard a full Machine Head album since then. I know they had a late career boost, as I understand it, with the Blackening and the album The Locust. I didn't really hear a lot of the Blackening album, but folks really liked that one. Shit, they got to open for Metallica, if memory serves, right? What was that Death Magnetic tour? I'm mixing that up. They had some other albums, and then they released their only shitty album titled Catharsis. Was there an album after that one? Machine Head continued to make music, so without listening to it, I'm sure the new album Atoned is either mediocre or shitty. I have no reason to review this. To sum up this album, love is a loaded gun! I feel like I've just sang weird shit this whole time. That's it! The Metal Pug!